I struggle because we always talk in this space about more about distress and bad stress and work overload, for instance. Um, but it doesn't necessarily touch on the fact that, you know, a lot of people thrive on stress, and there is that optimal stress level where you do feel good and you do feel like you've achieved something. And I personally love having a really high workload. And I think that also needs to be emphasized a lot more as we have these discussions. And that's something, again, that the New South Wales Code is really looking at, that individual factors perspective. And we see it all the time. And when I was a consultant previously, in healthcare, for instance, and with shift work, some people love shift work. Some people love working ridiculous hours, and they have their own built-in mechanisms to ensure that they're not overdoing it. And some of them have really great relationships with their managers, and they do all the right things. They sit down, they check where they're at. Will there be extra busy times? And they go through all of it. But anyone kind of looking, again, with that checklist perspective might go, oh, that's a hazard. Oh, got to fix that. And then they might put a control or put a measure in place that's actually detrimental to that person, because then they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs going, oh, this downtime is actually really annoying for me, and I feel like I'm not doing all that I can do. So
yeah, I think this is another area that HR and health and safety can work together on, really understanding the demands of the role and what the ideal candidate would look like for that role. Same with shift work. You know, if you've got someone who's a chronic insomniac or has extreme sleep apnea or delayed sleep phase syndrome, like, don't put them on night shift. So you know, I don't think we screen well enough for shift workers in a lot of instances. We just go, well, you know, they'll adapt, but if they've got an underlying sleep disorder, it's unlikely. And same thing with workloads, right? Some people will, like you say, thrive on a high workload. Other people, I know I'd be burnt out trying to keep up with your workload and hectic schedule, Jen. So, you know, it's about really understanding the demands of the role and then making sure that the people we recruit for those roles actually, you know, meet that criteria as well.